Alright, so most of us have probably heard of VMware and VirtualBox, and those are virtual machine solutions, aka hypervisors, call them what you want, used to spin up and test virtual machines. But have you heard of this tool, QEMU? This is a free, open source, and powerful solution for not only virtualizing operating systems, but even virtualizing CPUs. And not just your standard x86 or 64 CPUs. This thing can emulate ARM, ARC64, RISC-V, MIPS, PowerPC, SPARC, and even like old IBM mainframes, S390X, for example. You can emulate the CPU, thus allowing you to have the compatibility at a virtualized level to run a whole bunch of different systems on top of your machine without any need for a heavy install like VMware or VirtualBox. So today I'm going to take you through installing this tool, and in the future, the very near future, we're going to do a video on not using the virtualization part of this, but using a unique set of tools that's included with QEMU, which allows you to convert between different virtual hard drive formats. Now, this can be handy if you have projects where you're trying to do a lot of different things, but I'll give you my example. I build these custom USB drives and I use Ventoy to do multi-boot solutions. Now, I include a fully installed version of Windows 11 on there. It's a stripped down light OS. It's beautiful. And like I said, it's fully installed, which is different than having persistence on a Linux distribution or on a Windows distribution. The persistence allows you to save your work and things like that, but it's more of a wrapper around the file system to where if you try to do an upgrade on the distribution itself or the operating system, it's not going to be at that level, but you can install and create files, install applications, all that with persistence, and it will stay and it'll be there when you pick back up and do your thing. However, that is not quite the same as a fully installed operating system. So for that, you probably want to get a tool like QEMU, build a virtual machine. Obviously, if you build it, it's going to be fully installed to a virtual hard drive. Then convert that virtual hard drive into a raw IMG format and use Ventoy's ability to boot IMG files. So then you can run fully installed versions of, you name it, Debian, Kali Linux, whatever your flavor is, alongside the fully installed version of Windows 11, for instance. Now, I do all this on my site, bootableusbs.com, but you are more than welcome to follow along and build your own. But I just want to give you an example. This is my most popular USB drive. It has over 50 images. A lot of those feature persistence, and then also, like I mentioned, the fully installed version of Windows 11. So it has all these different categories. This isn't an advertisement video, but I just want to give you a example of what we're doing here for this demonstration. You can have all these different desktop operating systems installed. Again, Windows 11 Pro by Onctech. It's a light version. This is fully installed, and most of these Linux distros here also feature persistence where you can save your work. I've done demonstrations on those. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I can either make another video or point you in the direction to build your own multi-boot persistent USB. Or again, feel free to pick one up here today from bootableusbs.com. Alright, so back to the video here, folks. We're going to do the download. I'm on Windows. This is obviously compatible on Linux as well, but today we're going to download it for Windows. So you're going to want to go to the downloads, click on Windows, and then you can use the 64-bit link here, assuming you're on a 64-bit operating system. Most of you should be. And then just go down here to the exe. If you want to check the SHA-512 installer there, or the hash, you can. I've downloaded this before. I actually uninstalled it to do the demonstration today. So just download this one here. This will be the latest release. Once that finishes, go ahead and run it. You're going to have to allow it to run, so click more info and run anyways. Accept your UAC prompt. Let me drag that over for you. Next. I agree. I'm going to include all these tools. A lot of this stuff is very helpful. If you want to read through everything and pick what you want to install, feel free to do that. But for this demonstration, I'm going to include everything, especially those tools. They're very useful. All right, that's it, folks. You now have QEMU installed and you are ready to start rocking and rolling, learning and practicing with one of the most powerful tools when it comes to virtualization today. I've been a long time fan and user of VMware in the past, but I got to tell you, it's really going down the pooper since Broadcom bought them out, and that's pretty typical. They did the same thing to Symantec not all that long ago. Anyways, back to QEMU or QEMU. We're going to go ahead and launch a terminal just so we can take a look at what all is included here. You can do this through command prompt or whatever you want to use. I use the terminal. We're going to cd into that install directory, which is just program files QEMU. And then you can do some Linux commands now in Windows because they think they're that cool. So I just do a ls to list that directory out. And you'll see a whole bunch of stuff here. A lot of these tools are used for, when you get into the emulating of the hardware and running the virtual machines and things like that. But the one I wanted to show today, because we will be using this in a future video, is a very awesome utility that comes along with the install. And this is called QEMU/img.exe. Now this is what's used to convert the different types of formats on the virtual hard drives when you're building VMs, whether that be, taking a VM out of VirtualBox or taking a VM out of VMware, and then maybe you want to get that into QEMU, or maybe you want to get that into from VMware to VirtualBox, or maybe you want to put it on Ventoy, or maybe you just want an image of the hard drive. This thing can do a lot of cool stuff, and we're going to cover some of that in a following video that should be out very soon. And again, part of that's going to be to do an example or a how-to tutorial for you guys on getting multiple fully installed operating systems onto a Ventoy-enabled flash drive, because it's really handy and nice. I mean, it's just the concept of it's really cool, but it actually comes in handy. Like, I take one to work, I take one wherever I go, the Ultimate USB version 2.1, and I tweak mine, right? Like, I give you guys this big buffet of everything with 10 or 11 different categories, and the best of the best stuff that I think is out there. I don't use all of it every day, so I encourage you guys, if you build your own or if you buy one, customize it, make it your own, change the background, add categories, get rid of images. That way you have the freedom to expand the amount of persistence, expand the virtual hard drive on the fully installed Windows system, do whatever you want to it, right? Maybe there's some other ISOs out there that I don't know about or haven't heard about, and maybe you're like, hey, he missed that one, throw it on there, it's all you. So that's what I do, right? And that's what I'm planning on doing to my own copy of the Ultimate V 2.1, is putting some fully installed instances of different Linux distributions, and then I'll probably expand the by default I think I made it 30 gigs, the Windows 11 Pro Lite, probably expand that out to 50 or 60, just give me a little more room there to install things. But yeah, we're going to be using QEMU image in a following video, so make sure, if you guys are interested in how this works, give me a subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps the channel, so I appreciate that. But again, guys, just wanted to emphasize how powerful this tool is. VMware, VirtualBox, yeah, they're cool. A lot of people know about them. This is more powerful. It doesn't have the flashy GUI and all that, clicky click stuff that we all have come to love and appreciate. But what it lacks there, it makes up for tenfold with its durability, flexibility, and compatibility. I don't know if those are the right words, but they sounded great. Anyways, what do I mean by that? Well, you can emulate an ARM processor or an ARC64. So you can spin up a phone operating system, a Raspberry Pi. You can virtualize, right? When I say spin up, you can virtualize a Raspberry Pi. You can virtualize Apple Silicon. You name it, and you can do it with this solution. So we're going to get into that some more, guys. You can even do like PPC or PowerPC for old Macs, game consoles like PS3 and older IBM systems. So yeah, if you can't tell by my voice, I'm a geek and I'm a little bit excited about this one because I've used I have virtualized systems with this and I've kicked it around a little bit, but I have a lot to learn in QEMU. I really love their imaging tool though, to convert between the different formats. We're going to dive into that first, and then I want your guys' feedback on where we should go from there. Definitely thinking about doing some of the phone stuff and maybe even some of the Raspberry Pi stuff to emulate that. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know how familiar you are with QEMU, or if this is the first time you've heard about it. All right, appreciate you tuning in. Until the next video, take care.